Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we'll talk about the 10 main rules of the home quarantine. Now, who should quarantine themselves at home? Anyone who was in contact with a person with a virus or someone who came back from an area that was declared as a red zone in the pandemic. The home quarantine period should be about 14 days because this is the incubation period of the virus, which means the period from which the person gets the virus until the symptoms start to appear, which means anyone who had the virus with symptoms starting to appear in the last 14 days, anyone whom they had contact with, they should announce them so that they also quarantine themselves at home because they might have the virus as well without no apparent symptoms and they could give it to other people and then the virus will spread drastically. Before we start, if you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And if you're watching it on Facebook, also try to share it everywhere on the social media in order for everyone to know these rules. And without further ado, let's jump straight to it. The first rule is that the person in quarantine should have his or her own room in the house with proper ventilation, so with an open window that can change the air in the room in order not to let the virus stay there. And if they don't have the separate room and they have to stay with the others, there should be some sort of separation somehow in order to minimize the contact area where they meet. The second rule is that whenever they are mixing together or they are meeting together in the same house, there should be a distance of at least 1 meter between them. The third rule is that the person in quarantine should use a different bathroom from the rest of the household or the people that are living in the house. If they just have one bathroom, then the bathroom should be cleaned, so the doorknob, the utensils, the taps, so on and so forth, with disinfectant or water with soap in order to make sure that everything is cleansed and not to prevent any further infection. The fourth rule is that the number of visitors to the house should be very, very little in order to minimize any contact with foreign people from outside of the house and also with people in the same household. Now, the fifth rule for the person in quarantine is to frequently wash his or her hands with water and soap for at least 20 seconds to make sure that everything they touch or they interact with is actually clean. The sixth rule is to avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. The seventh rule is that the person in quarantine should measure their temperature daily, at least once a day, and the normal body temperature is about 37 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is about 37 degrees 0.8 or more, this indicates a fever. And if it's accompanied by further symptoms like a sore throat, body ache, pain, a difficulty in breathing, which is characteristic for the virus, he or she should present immediately to the closest emergency, or they can call an ambulance in order to assess them and make a test if possible in order to see if those symptoms are the symptoms of the virus or not. Along with that, he or she can boost their immunity and keep the immune system up by consuming foods that increase the immunity, like broccoli, chickpeas, and spinach, for example. These types of food, they have a lot of vitamins and minerals that can boost up your immunity. And avoid taking vitamins from sources like, for example, lemons, that they have vitamin C, but they can actually irritate your airways because they are acidic and they do more bad than good in the situation that the person actually had the virus. So in that case, taking vitamin supplements is the proper way in order to make you stronger facing the virus. The eighth rule is that the masks and the gloves that are used by the person in quarantine or the other people in the household as well, they should be disposed properly, preferably in a closed container or a bag. If you would like to know which mask is best for you right now on the market from the point of view of protection and price, I made a review of all the masks that are popular right now in the market. You will find its link in the description. Number 9 is to assign separate dishes, cups or glasses, knives and forks, so on and so forth, different utensils that are used just by the person in quarantine in order to eliminate any possibility that he or she could transmit the virus directly to the other people living in the same house. Number 10 is that those utensils that are used by the person in quarantine and also the people in the house should be cleaned very well with water and soap and disinfected in order to make sure that the virus doesn't stay on them. these were the 10 rules of the home quarantine. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also go to my website abdullahredda.com and subscribe there as well in order to get notified with the new updates. And until the next time, I thank you for watching and I'll see you.